we're gonna do a podcast. So I'm Zach, and this is Ethan.
I'm Ethan.
And so I guess what we wanted to do, because we don't know how to make a podcast, is we were gonna give ourselves 8 minutes to each come up with 3 topics that we were gonna talk about. And so the other person doesn't know what my topics are, and I don't know what his topics are.
Do you think we should come up with a name for the podcast first?
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
I don't know.
Chainsaw Chat?
No. Gabby.
Gab?
Call us Gabby.
The Gabbin guys?
Yeah.
Okay, sure. Alright. You want to go first or you want me to go first?
Okay, so basically we were going to give like 8 minutes each to come up with something. Well, originally it was going to be 3 minutes, and then I just made it 8 minutes, and then the timer went off and we just kept looking at stuff, so it took about 15 minutes to put stuff together, and it's not really that good, but so I guess I can start off with my stuff, and then
we'll just go back and forth.
Yeah, so you want me to go first?
Sure.
Okay, so I found on the news that they had this photography competition, and the winner was this guy who photographed mice fighting in a subway. The headline says, "Wildlife Photography Prize goes to Cheeky Moment at London Tube Station." This guy spent a lot of nights down on the ground just filming mice, and they were fighting over food. Let me see, I'm looking at the article now. It says the fight lasted only a second before one of the mice grabbed a crumb and they scampered away from each other. And he said when he was down on his stomach taking all these, he said this sweaty guy started lying on top of him, and he was like, "What are you doing?" And the guy was like, "Are you okay?" And the photographer said, "Yeah, I'm completely fine. I'm obviously just taking photos of the mice, as you do." And the guy was like, "Oh, sorry, mate. I thought you had a heart attack." And so there were 48,000 entries for this photo competition across 100 countries, and he won about $13,000.
Wow.
And now the photo is part of a museum exhibition.
Of mice fighting?
Here, look
I
at
think
it.
it's funny. That's like from a movie or something.
I know, it's like Stuart Little. He's got him in a chokehold.
Some guy sees another guy laying on the ground, and he thinks he's having a heart attack. So his first instinct is to lay on him.
Well, I think that's just a phrase.
Guy.
I don't think it means he actually just laid down on top of him. But
British terms.
But he thought he was having a heart attack, and the guy was probably laying down with his camera looking at the mice. He's like, "That guy's having a heart attack."
Oh, man.
But it says he saw this happen a lot until he finally got the good picture.
That's funny.
Yeah.
They just fight over crumbs on the subway?
I guess, but it's like he actually has him in a chokehold. It says, Rowley spent nearly a week down in the London Underground tunnels, much of the time lying flat on his belly to get the right perspective. While on the busy platform, he says he encountered many late-night revelers.
Okay.
Oh, that's not mice. Maybe he didn't see mice fighting a lot. Maybe he's just waiting for it.
Either way.
Alright, that's my number 1. Now it's your turn.
I'll start with also a news article.
Okay.
And this is from the Philippines, a Philippine village. It says, an officer dressed as Darth Vader on May the 4th, and they went around the town telling people to stay inside and quarantine. But these are the pictures. They made their suits out of like plastic and rubber they found. But the pictures is just like this Darth Vader riding around on a wooden boat, telling people to go back in the house.
Look at the helmet.
Very large helmet. Very large helmet. Probably the size of a pretty big watermelon or so.
Like if Kiadi Mundi was in there. This is like
very tall.
One of the cone heads.
And they were sending out relief packages, which is also pretty cool. But I just thought it was funny that he dressed up as Darth Vader.
People knew he was an officer, like they were like, "Oh, okay."
Maybe they just thought it was Darth Vader.
The cops are outside.
Here come the cops.
Cheese it's the fuzz.
Yeah. It was Darth Vader. I thought that was pretty funny.
That's pretty good. I really like Star Wars. I'm thinking about getting a Star Wars tattoo, so.
Are you?
Just, Well, maybe. I mean, to finish off the down to my elbow on the right side.
Do you have any ideas?
I was thinking about in the 6th movie when Luke and Vader are fighting, and it shows them like from the side profile, and the music starts playing. You know.
You want to get that on your arm?
I think it'd be cool to get like the green and red contrast. Except the only problem is when they're fighting from the side, there's a staircase right in the middle, right in front of them.
Get a big staircase
And
on
so
your arm.
I can't just take a picture from the movie and take it to an artist because I just have a big staircase with them behind it. So
I don't know,
have
it might
to,
look
like,
kinda
draw it
cool.
myself I don't think so. So I may get something else. I just don't want to do any faces because I know those can not go well. But I feel like I've been interested in Star Wars long enough with a strong enough liking to justify a tattoo.
Maybe.
Like, even if I don't like it in the future as much, like, it's still a good portion of the past few years I've been into Star Wars.
Yeah. You got another thing? Do you have 3 or 4 things total?
Well, I have 4, but I don't know if you want to do them all. Alright, so the next thing, I figured we'd try and do something, I don't know, I kind of like funny stuff. I don't know if this is funny, but I was trying to look up, well, I didn't know what I was going to look up, so I looked up top 3, and then I just looked at what I looked up top 3 funny, and then I was looking at what Google was going to fill in, and it said top 3 funny words, so I looked at that, and there was some funny words, but then I found a Wikipedia article called Inherently Funny Word, and it basically says that certain words have been suggested to be inherently funny based off studies, and it found that words with the letter K are usually funnier, well, at least in English, because that's like one of the lesser used letters in words, and it also has to do with, like, there's words that are funnier if they seem rude or they have the property of entropy, like if they're close to, like, cuss words or something, but they're not quite there. Like, we feel like we've gotten close but gotten away with saying something.
Yeah.
So it's funny. Like, shark.
Okay.
And just words like that. But anyway, with the letter K, it says, Neil Simon had a play in 1972, The Sunshine Boys, in which an aging comedian gives a lesson to his nephew in comedy, saying that words with K sounds are funny. So I was going to read a little excerpt from that. It says, 57 years in this business, you learn a few things. You know what words are funny and which words are not. Alka-Seltzer is funny. You say Alka-Seltzer, you get a laugh. Words with K in them are funny. Casey Stengel, that's a funny name. Robert Taylor is not funny. Cupcake is funny. Tomato is not funny. Cookie is funny. Cucumber is funny. Car keys, Cleveland. Cleveland is funny. Maryland is not funny. Then there's chicken. Chicken is funny. Pickle is funny. Cab is funny. Cockroach is funny. Not if you get 'em, only if you say 'em. And then they were looking at animal jokes, like animal sounds, and it says the joke rated the funniest was also the one with the most K sounds. 2 ducks were sitting in a pond. One of the ducks said quack. the other duck said, I was going to say that. It's not even funny.
I've seen that before.
I thought that was funny. Because it's not funny.
Quack.
Yeah. But I mean, this is research that's been done by college professors and stuff that the letter K is.
College class on that.
Yeah. Alright. So that's pretty much it.
Alright, I have a top 10 list.
Okay.
I don't know if this
Of
will be
what?
funny or not, but it could be a little interesting.
Okay.
These are top 10 things you didn't know were invented by rednecks.
Okay.
Alright?
Yeah. Never mind.
Okay. Number 10, dental floss.
Okay. is there punchline?
Dental floss. Hygiene. Number 9, cotton candy machine.
Okay.
I think there's a bit of a contrast there.
The cotton candy and dental floss?
Yeah. Sugary, candy, cotton.
Well, they
gotta
probably,
keep
they probably made the cotton candy
your toothful
machines
hygiene up.
the first. They probably made cotton candy machines first, And then
someone
cotton candy
thought,
doesn't get stuck in your
someone
teeth.
thought, let's get this cotton candy out of my teeth.
My mouth's all stuck up with
Put
cotton
some
candy.
silk in between my teeth. Number 8, filing cabinets.
Okay. Alright.
Filing cabinets. There's a lot of explanation. I don't really want to read them.
So how did they...
We can just mull it over for a little bit.
Okay, wait. So when they said these were invented by rednecks, I mean, how'd they find that out? Like, they found the inventor of these and they were just like, huh, he seems like
Well,
a
I
redneck.
think maybe they're just people from the South. They're just assuming.
Like he lived in the South.
He must be a redneck.
We'll put a little twist on it. Just make it a little more interesting, a little eye-catching.
Yeah. Number 7. Tell me what you think this is. Turtle excluder device.
The turtle excluder device?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It sounds like something someone in the South would use, I guess.
This says, you first might have thought might have been that it's a tool for being racist towards turtles.
Okay.
It's not. It just allows them to escape from shrimp nets.
Turtle exclude. Oh. Okay. Alright.
I think shrimp. Yeah, shrimp.
Good
Number
stuff.
6, whiteout.
Whiteout.
So I guess rednecks make a lot of mistakes on their writings.
If you use whiteout,
You might be a redneck. Number 5, vinyl, which I don't know, maybe I feel like honestly I don't know about that one. 'Cause I feel like I did some research one time and it wasn't, I don't even know if it was from America that invented.
Yeah, and no one else.
Well, like music recording, I guess. I don't. Oh. It says the guy that invented it was a meth head. That's him at 27. He looks like he's 80.
Let me see that.
That's insane.
And Simon was also mad. There's a picture of him at 27. No, it's
That's
not.
crazy.
That's like a pastor.
Yeah.
Like a retired pastor.
He has glasses. And
He's wearing a
that man is
tie.
80.
White hair. That's not even like us making fun of him. Like it's just a picture of an 80-year-old retired pastor funeral.
There's no way he's
director.
27.
He's way too formal.
Okay.
It looks like, well, never mind. Probably can't say other people's names. Someone's grandpa, I know.
Number 4, artificial turf. But this says it was first for the Houston Astrodome, which makes me think
They were
that
just like,
these
"Let's
aren't
go."
rednecks. They're just southern.
Wait, is this like... I feel like this... I don't know.
This might not even be a real article. I don't know.
Like I don't know to even call people that.
Well, we have 3 more. Let's keep going.
It's like, these people are so stupid, how did they invent this stuff? It's basically the purpose of the article.
All right. Number 3, a Gatling gun.
Okay.
Moving right
All right.
along. This, honestly, the more I look at this,
This is 2.
I have a feeling this can't be real. There's a picture of this guy, and he has a quote, and it says, "What if every man grew a beard like mine? Who could kill something so majestic?" Guys from, like, I don't even know. This is a really old picture.
I think the website you're on is probably like a not serious website.
Either way, number 2, video games. It says you might think Pong, right? And you're wrong. It was, I don't know if I can even pronounce it here. Players use knobs and they control a dot, and it's guided over paper airplanes attached to the screen.
What, they like paper
I have
airplanes
no
to the
idea.
TV or something?
Oh, it was just, that's not a video game. Oh, they taped paper airplanes to a TV. There's a diagram of it. It says try it at home. I don't know. That's very confusing.
I think that's probably not a credible website. They just wanted to put something that people think is funny with, like, just, I don't know. Maybe it's credible.
Number 1, supermarkets.
Supermarkets?
Try and guess what the first one was. The name.
Is it one I've heard of?
I think.
Is it still around?
I think. It's there's an animal's name in it.
That lion one?
Mm-mm.
Big Bear?
Mm-mm. Pig.
Pig store?
Piggly Wiggly.
Piggly Wiggly.
First one by a guy named Clarence Saunders, born in Virginia.
So he's a redneck because he's...
I guess. He's been born most of his life in the South.
I think you're right. They just do mean people from a certain region, not like a stereotypical...
Well, either way, that's the end of my segment there.
Alright, what a segment.
Of You Might Be a Redneck.
Yeah, nope, that's not ours. Alright, my turn. So here's what I was thinking. We were thinking about making a sitcom, me and Ethan, and another one of our brothers, the only other brother. And we've been practicing lines, and we were going to do it a few weeks ago, but then we didn't. So I haven't really been practicing my lines, and we just did it outside a little bit earlier. And it was alright, but a little slow, so I didn't know if you wanted to practice them right now.
You want to practice it all right now?
Yeah.
That was your... Do you have another one, or...?
I do. If you don't want to practice the lines.
How do you just want to say your jokes? Is that what you want to...
I just think it'd be funny to practice it, like in this setting.
Here's what we'll do. Tune in next time, and you'll get to hear our sitcom.
You don't want to do it today.
Over the year. No.
Because if people listen to it...
We can't give them all the good quality on the first episode, right?
It's not that good. But you're right. We'll just do a sitcom next time.
Next time.
Alright.
Next time.
Okay, well this leaves my fourth topic, which really isn't that good, so I was hoping you'd want to do the lines.
Okay. I will do...
But I can say it if you want me to.
Well, I have a third one, if you want to do it.
Okay, and then I'll do
How
mine.
much... I don't know how long we've been doing this. If you want to end on it. Do you want to...
I mean, I have one more, too. A fourth one.
You said you didn't want to do it.
I didn't say that.
Okay, go ahead.
But we don't have to, because it's kind of iffy.
Well, do you want to do it or not?
Well, we'll just try a little bit. So, there's a website called Uncyclopedia, which is like a parody version of Encyclopedia, and they just... I mean, they have articles on a bunch of stuff, but they're just stupid. So, I looked up podcast, and it's kind of funny because the whole format of that Uncyclopedia page is like in the form of someone doing a podcast.
Yeah.
So, it may say like, all throughout it.
NPR.
Like the welcome, it says, okay, so, welcome to this week's show. For those of you who have been counting, this is episode 63. Actually, I guess that's more for the people who haven't been counting. Because if you were counting, you would already know that. It's been so long since our last show. About, 7 days now. I'm sorry it's been so long. I have a special surprise for you guys tonight. I'm going to tell you all about my only social experience in the last 5 days. I was buying eggs at the grocery store, I know. Well, I'm not going to read the whole article, but that's basically it.
That was your... That was it?
Yeah, that's it. And then, well, like in the history section, it says, so, the subject of this week's show is podcasting. Podcasting was the invention of Adam Curry, Dave Weiner, as a way of communicating what he ate for breakfast in audio format. And then the technology section's funny. It's like, so basically what a podcast is, it's an audio format like MP3. Well, it can be any audio format, but most people use MP3. And then later it says, oh, and the person who listens to it needs an iPod. Well, it doesn't have to be an iPod. It could be any MP3 player, or an iPod Shuffle, or even a Game Boy, because in my dream last night I had a Game Boy that played MP3 files. I'll get to that later in the show. I changed my mind. The subject of this week's show is dreams. So anyway, the podcaster puts the podcast on a pod server and puts the file in XML or RSS, which stands for podcasting somehow. It just keeps going on. And they talk about advertising breaks and Golden iPod Awards. I don't know what that is. But... Alright, your turn.
What a segment.
Thanks, guys.
Podcast came from iPods. So, I figured I looked up the best one-liners.
Alright.
So I got a couple jokes here. I'm just gonna run through them. I just wrote them down. So we'll see if we get some laughs. You ready?
Well, I'm the only one here, so it better tailor to my humor.
Here we go. People who use selfie sticks really need to have a good long look at themselves.
Okay.
Alright. Red skies at night, sailor's delight, blue skies at night, day. Okay.
Day.
I was watching the London Marathon. You were doing how the first segment you did, you said they were in London.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure all these jokes is like a London website. That was kind of funny. We probably got all our content from London. I was watching the London Marathon and saw one runner dressed as a chicken and another runner dressed as an egg. I thought, this could be interesting.
That's not.
Okay. Alright.
No. That's proper bad.
I saw a documentary on how ships are kept together. It was riveting.
Mm-hmm.
If you arrive fashionably late in Crocs, you're just late. Okay. I'm getting to my good ones here.
I can't even imagine someone who wears Crocs even considering showing up fashionably late. Like, they're the ones who've been hanging out there early.
Showing off the little, emblems they can put in the little croc holes,
yeah, I forgot about this. Is that what they're called? Croc holes?
I don't know. I don't wear Crocs.
Did you have a pair?
No. I never had a pair. I was never that cool.
Yeah.
The first time I met my wife, I knew she was a keeper. She was wearing massive gloves.
Alright.
Like a beekeeper.
No, I think it means like a goalkeeper.
No! London.
A beekeeper.
That's what I thought of. That one's funny too.
That would be too specific of
like a goalie.
Yeah. Okay.
My dad told me to invest my money in bonds, so I bought 100 copies of Goldfinger.
Yeah.
James Bond. Okay. Let me see how many I have left here.
What did he just say to you?
Alright. When I was younger, I felt like a man trapped inside a woman's body. Then I was born.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what I should have done?
What?
I should have saved a different one for the last time. But these are alright. I was playing chess. No. I'll tell that one next. My granddad has a chair in his shower, which makes him feel old. So in order to feel young, he sits on it backwards like a cool teacher giving an assembly about drugs.
In the shower?
In the shower.
His like, face is right in the water.
Whips the chair around and sits on it. in the shower. And last but not least, I was playing chess with my friend, and he said, "Let's make this interesting." So we stopped playing chess.
You're both just like, alright, get up and walk away.
Let's make this interesting. Alright. Those are all my one-liners that I got.
That's funny. I think the skies at night, red skies at night sales.
I didn't think
blue
it was.
Skies
I didn't think
day.
it was as funny when I saw it, but as I was reading it, I was like, "This is a good joke."
Quack. I was going to say that. Hey.
It's good stuff. All right. Well, I think that's it.
Yeah. I was gonna say something else, but I don't remember what it was. So I won't.
Maybe we'll remember for next time.
I was thinking about earlier, like, if I were to start a video game YouTube channel, I would just call it Whoops. Because I would say that all the time.
Whoops.
Because I'm not good at video games. I'm not really entertaining either, so.
So we thought we'd do a podcast.
Yeah.
Where it's solo entertainment.
My experience with listening to podcasts most of the time.
You have to talk to entertain.
But I figured, like, if I was playing Call of Duty, I'd probably just try to throw a grenade and hit the wall right in front of me. Explode and be like, whoops.
Whoops.
And that would just
get t-shirts and stuff.
The channel, yeah. Whoops. Like big groups of people. Whoops. Everyone in the comments would like tag a time like 17:22. Whoops.
It'd be like, "Alright guys, welcome back to another episode. I'm playing Call of Duty today, and whoops."
The game just like crashes. Whoops.
Whoops. Alright, so that's it for today.
See you next week.
next week. I'll see you next week and see if we can get this up and going again.
It's like 20 seconds long. Like, why would you even upload that?
Whoops.
Whoops, it's Zach. Welcome to... Oh, shoot. Whoops, alright.
Alright, I'll see you guys next week.
Get that work done.
Okay. Alright.
So that's pretty much it. We went through our segments. And like we said, we wanted to do this, kind of the idea was we're both short on time and possibly lack motivation to consistently put a lot of time into this, so we want to just do quick finding topics before it and then just kind of come up here and do a first take podcast, and then the other person just reacts to whatever's there. So
usually we laugh a lot, so it works out. Yeah.
But we have high-pitched laughs. Or I do.
We probably peaked out. It's probably going to be like headphones. It's going to be us like really quiet, and then it's going to be like, look at that. Probably just peaked out
watching there. It, and all of the audio waves are just like totally top to bottom.
It's just a white wall.
It's going to hurt. And I know my laugh sounds a lot better to me than in person, so it's probably just a lot of high-pitched laughs. It's going to be like, this is just terrible.
And also, yeah. We should lower our laughs. Just lower.
With an audio effect, so it'd go really high, but it'd be like.
Put auto tune. Just only when we laugh, though, not when we talk. All right.
Talking auto tune, be like I was reading an article.
And then when we laugh, it'd be normal.
Yeah.
Just be really high pitched. Peek out. All right. Well, I think we're
about at 30 minutes.
We're almost at 30 minutes.
A lot longer than I was expecting.
Me too. We've been sitting here for half an hour just chatting, just gabbing.
Probably made it this far. It's probably just us talking to 0 listeners.
Probably. The intro and exit music.
Oh, you want me to do an extra?
Was done. Well, do you want me to just do the same song and then next week you can do a song?
I mean, I have a lot of songs. And you do too. I think we can use them up because we're probably not going to make that many, honestly.
Well, you have 10 seconds to make it just 30.
Probably be done making podcasts.
Or I can just play it right now. Just play it. See you guys next week.
See you guys. Well, we haven't really made a schedule yet.
Oh, well.
See ya next time.
next time. Until next time.